Happy mother New Year. Welcome to 2025. It opened up with a banger, obviously. January has been the longest month I've ever been a part of. I was really excited to jump into January. I had no idea what January had in store, and I think that's the scary part. You know? Espresso martini. I'm Vic. I'm a Leo. I'm from Richmond, Virginia, and I trek. If you're afraid to play with the big dogs, stay at home. That's more like it, baby. My last vlog was in November. I talked a little bit about goals at that time. I want to kind of recap how December went. So let's just go back to the beginning, right? So I've been cycling since 2020, and then depending on where I'm living or what's going on, I may not be able to bike like I did. But last year, 2024, in July, I moved back to the city. And Richmond, Virginia has a lot of bikes, lanes, trails, paths, all of that. So it was almost like, I think, within 10 days of me moving back to the city, I went and got my bike from my mom's house where I was before. And then in July, I kind of just was winging it, kind of just seeing how I felt on the bike. When August hit, I started doing more structured goals, one of which was I would bike every other day. And I kept up with that from August to the end of December. When December came around, I wanted to go as hard as I possibly could. I was like, how can I close out 2024, coming back to the cycling world? How can I go hard? My December goal was, number one, beat November's goal. So whatever my total mileage was for November, I wanted to beat that. I wanted to do 25 miles on December 25th, which was Christmas. And I wanted to do 31 miles on December 31st, which was New Year's Eve. Those were my three main goals for December. And I am happy to report that I did successfully meet those goals. By the end of November, I had rode about 175 miles. So I knew for December I had to at least get 180, 200. I think for December, I settled on like, all right, let's just get 200. From July to November, I had never gone 200 miles in a month. By November, that was the most I had done, 172.63 miles. By the end of December, I did 218 miles. So I crushed November's goal, crushed December's goal, and added an extra 18 miles. I was able to do 25 miles on Christmas and 31 miles on New Year's Eve. In all 4 years at that point that I had been biking or cycling, the most I had ever gone was 25 miles. 4 Mile Creek Trailhead, which is right here off 295. It's this giant ass fucking bike here, which is so cool. I have never ever rode this far. I still have another mile and a half to go that way. I'm not tired yet, just kind of taking it all in because I've never been this far before. I always said if I got this far, I'd go to that Dairy Queen across the street, but I don't got time for that. It's just taking in the moment, man. It's a beautiful day, beautiful day. Look at that giant bike, man. That's crazy. Okay, so I just made it to the halfway point on my 31-mile ride for the 31st. I'm on New Market Road, way out in Verina. This so happens to be at the historic center of the American Civil War, preserved forever. So apparently this is the center of where the Civil War took place. Unbelievable. And that's my cue to go head home. Go ahead, turn around and grab that 31. Here we go. So on December 31st, when I went that extra 6 or 7 miles, it was uncharted territory. I'd never gone that far on that trail. The trail I'm talking about specifically is the Capitol Trail here in Richmond. It is a 50-mile trail, and it starts in Richmond, Virginia, and it goes down our coast, still in Virginia, about 50 miles to Williamsburg or Jamestown. And Jamestown is where the settlers, Pocahontas, John Smith, all that happened in Jamestown. Yeah, people don't know these things. If you go there and turn around and come back, that's a 100-mile ride. And they actually do what's called a cap to cap ride every May. And you can sign up to do the 100-mile, which is start in Richmond, go to Williamsburg and come back, or start in Williamsburg, go to Richmond and come back, whatever. Or you can just do half, 50, or you can do 25. So I signed up for the Cap to Cap Trail. That's my big goal for this year. I'm going to be doing that. I only signed up for the half century. I'm going to start in Williamsburg and come back to Richmond. As of today, that's officially 100 days away. So even though it's not till May, I really want to be very intentional about what I'm doing between now and May, especially after ending 2024 on such a high note. January is 5 weeks. The first week of January shares the last few days of December 2024. Because I had went so hard that last bit of December with 25 on Christmas and 31 on New Year's Eve, I told myself, not knowing what was to come for January, I'm going to take my time. That was from December 29th to January 4th. First week of January, I did 2 rides intentionally. I was like, all right, let's go slow. Let's get into it. We're gonna take our time. The second week of January, January 5th through January 11th, 0 fucking rides. Why? Because the second week of January, we had a snowstorm at the top of the week that brought 3 to 5 inches of snow into Richmond. And then we had another snowstorm at the end of the second week of January that brought another 3 to 5 inches of snow to Richmond, Virginia. And to add insult to injury, that second week, water treatment plant in Richmond failed. So for 6 days, the city of Richmond did not have any clean water. We were under a boil water advisory, on top of the fact that there's snow and ice all over the roads. We didn't even have clean water. We were out of work. It really threw me off. It really did. The third week of January, January 12th through the 18th, I managed to get 4 rides in, but it was so bad out there. So icy. The roads were fine, but when you talk about these bike trails that are in these that are going through these wooded areas, there's trees on both sides of the trail. The trees are bringing shade in. The sun is not able to get down to the trail itself and melt that ice and stuff. So the trails were horrible. A lot of my ride, my RPM was so low, my cadence was so low because I had to go so slow and so careful over so much ice. Never fell off the bike, but I was slipping and sliding through these trails.
Okay, how you doing?
Hi.
How's the ride?
Y'all, it's been 8 days since my last bike ride, which is like not okay. So I was like, f it, I'm just gonna go out there today. It can't be that bad. It's bad, bro. Roads look great, but if you got a bike, this is what the I'm trying to get through. I'm just trying to get to them stairs right there. But this shit, bruh. Still managed to get 4 rides in during the third week of January. So I think that's pretty good. My goal for January was 150. Missing an entire week because of snow and no water really threw me off. I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to catch up. I don't even really know what I'm going to be able to do for January. All I can do is just keep trying. Really, that's all it is in life. Is like, man plans, God laughs. So you can say you're gonna do X, Y, and Z, but whether you actually do it or not, it's on God, the universe, you. It's on a lot of other factors. Let's be honest. You would think it would get better by the 4th week. You see this right here? Ice. We had record low temperatures. I'm talking 9 degrees on one day, 12 degrees on 2 days. And when I'm going out at 6 in the morning before the sun has even come up, these are freezing temperatures. Freezing temperatures. Now I've rode in 21 degrees, 23 degrees. Y'all seen me post about that. But I knew nothing in my right mind made sense to go out there. As even though I had the will to do it, I ordered a huge pack from Amazon of Hot Hands toe warmers. And I started peeling those off and putting them on the bottom of my sock before I go out. Made a huge difference. And I also ordered thick wool socks to put the toe warmers on. And that had helped tremendously. My feet are cozy. But even with those extra things that I bought for this month of January, because I got those at like the top of January, nothing can make me go out in 9 degrees. But again, another setback, another blowback to like, damn, I need to get 150 miles this month. On the last day of week 4, going into week 5, which is this week that we're on now, this is the last week of January, I go out for a 16-mile ride, and around mile 4, my front tire completely blows. It's just rims sitting on rubber. Okay, my first flat tire. I'm 4 miles away from home and I'm about to start walking back. Took me 30 minutes to get out here. Let's see how long it takes to walk back. But my front tire is completely flat. I'm not sure what happened exactly, but I was just riding along and I noticed the steering felt off. And I was like, something's not right. Like, why is my steering feel off? And that's when I got off the bike and I looked. My tire was completely flat. What am I doing today? Taking my bike to the fucking shop.
Yeah, it depends. If you've ever built anything from IKEA, you can definitely change the tire. So we're just gonna do new tire and new tube.
Okay.
That way we'll get you set up with the freshest of the fresh.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Week 5 of January. I've decided I'm going to ride every single day this week until Friday, which is the 31st. It is supposed to rain on Friday. There's a very low chance that it will be raining Friday morning. So I'm hoping I can beat the rain. I might even go out in the rain. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to get to 150. I know that much. As of today, January 29th, Wednesday, I am at 131 miles. So I only need a little bit less than 20 miles. I'm gonna hit my goal. And I think that will be huge. That I still got 150 miles in, despite 2 snowstorms, no water for a week, a blown tire. If I can hit 150, that's just like my baseline goal every month. It's just 150. If I can go above, great. But like my baseline, just want to get this done, 150. And what I try to do is I'm going to start January, hit that 150. And then every month from there, I'm going to try to beat the previous month. So by December, we're up to 250, 300, who knows? We'll see. Plus we still have to do the cap to cap, which is 100 days away. July to December of 2024, riding consistently every other day, sometimes every day to make up for days that I miss. I finished the year at 942 miles for 2024. And that's according to my Apple. On the Relive app, I rode a total of 991 miles. It says that I was 9 miles away from doing 1,000 miles between July and December of 2024. So you know what my goals are for cycling for 2025. Here they are. Drum roll. My goals are, of course, to do the cap to cap in May. First week of May, I'm gonna do a 50-mile ride from Williamsburg, Jamestown to Richmond. And I also want to do a total of 2,000 miles by the end of 2025. And I don't think it's crazy because I started riding mid-July and reached 991 miles by December. So why can't I do 2K if I go and apply myself? So that's what my goals are for 2025. We're gonna do the cap to cap ride and we're gonna do 2,000 miles total. If you follow me on the Relive app, you can join my challenge. It's called the 2K25 challenge, where you're gonna do 2K and 2.5. And you can follow along with me. There's already like 200, 300 people on that challenge. If you haven't already, check out my Garmin Cadence Sensor 2 review. I also recorded a Tifosi sunglasses review, but I realized in the review I was high as f. My face is swollen, I look high as hell, and I'm just like, I wanted to record it over, but I'm gonna try to chop it up and edit it and throw it on the internet anyways, because really it's content, it doesn't matter what it looks like. February is a shorter month, 28 days. Will I adjust my goal? Absolutely not, but I think for February, we're gonna keep it right at 150. Till the next vlog, I just wanted you to know, January was f***ing nuts. Whether you believe it or not, I'm still going out there. It's cold as f***, it's icy as f***, it's not fun. But the feeling you have after you accomplish these things, it's amazing. It was all worth it because here it is, the final days of January. And despite missing a whole week and only having weeks with like 2 rides, I'm still about to meet this goal. It just goes to show you anything's possible if you put your mind to it, okay? That was my January. And we have 2 days left. So hopefully I meet my goal if it doesn't rain on Friday. If it does, I'm still gonna try. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go see a movie.